And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, August 23rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's a Wednesday morning. The sun is shining. Probably going to be another hot one. We welcome you to Coleman and Company. And, of course, each Wednesday, we're on the air for Cedarstone Bank. Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. And Bob is not here this morning. Robert is not here this morning. But Melinda Bounds is here to represent Cedarstone Bank. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
But
you as well.
You don't get out here too often.
I know. I need to make a point to get out here a little more often, I think.
Well, let's see. We need to tell everybody that you're Senior Vice President and Relationship Manager.
Yes, I am.
For Cedarstone Bank.
I am.
And how long have you been with the bank?
It will be 18 years in December.
Oh, wow.
So
Not from the total beginning, but most
right,
of the time.
most of it. Yeah. About 18 months short of being there the whole time, but yeah, long time.
Well, you've had a somewhat distinguished career in the banking world, I think, and doing a great job for Cedarstone.
Thank you.
And I take it you like what you're doing and like where you are.
I love it. I don't think I'd been there as long as I would if I didn't enjoy it. And it's a joy to go to work every day. And I think everybody's been in a position where you put your head on the pillow on a Sunday night and you dread getting up the next morning and going to work. Well, that hasn't happened in 17 and a half years for me.
You got any Bob McDonald stories to tell us this morning?
I do, but we'll tell them later. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know you want to mention the President House.
I do. I had the privilege of attending a lunch and learn that the History Associates of Wilson County put on yesterday at the Fight Fessenden House. And Alexa Moscadelli is just instrumental in so many things, but the history of Wilson County, she's a historian. I mean, there's a lot of historians here in Wilson County, but it was a lunch and learn that it was by Hannah Guthrie, and she's Tennessee Department of Environmental and Conservation archaeologist, and it was on the Sellers Farm State Archaeological Site out on Sparta Pike.
Oh, okay.
It was absolutely amazing. The talk, the information that she gave, things I never knew. I mean, I'm not originally from Wilson County, which, but it's my home now. I've been here for 23 years, and I still have a lot to learn. But it was just so nice, the fellowship with the other ladies, and there were some gentlemen there too that, were there with us, and it was just so informational and things I never knew about. But it was a lovely afternoon, and they've just done a great job at Fight Fessenden House. And if you've never had the opportunity to go, I really encourage you to try to visit if you have the opportunity.
Well, I think Cedarstone Bank is in our community. You promote certain things. There are some things in Donaldson as well, and in Mount Juliet. But
Sure.
This is one of them here in Lebanon.
Yes, it is. We sponsor the Lunch and Learn, and they have those quarterly. So, and I was talking earlier about how those tickets. They're gone within 30 minutes. It's everybody knows what a good job and how it's just well received, and they always know that whatever they're talking about is going to be informational and enjoyable.
All right. As far as banking goes, what you have certain responsibilities with your title, no doubt. What do you mostly do?
Sure, commercial lending or any kind of lending. As long as I've been there, is kind of do a little bit of everything, but my main responsibility, I guess, is commercial lending.
Well, it's a little bit different with the interest rates on the rise, and we don't know if they've peaked, but probably close. But you're still lending money, aren't you?
We are, and it's not that much different. I'm still just as busy as I was, 5 years ago. It's a lot of equipment loans, because there's still a lot of building going on. It's not slowing people down, so which is great and it's encouraging, and it's as Bob has said many times, it's because of how diverse this county is. So,
Well, we always talk about the free checking, and that's just a great way to get a relationship started with a bank, any bank. But with yours, it's more than free checking, actually, with all the perks that go with that account.
it is. It used to be a big deal to get free checks, but people don't write checks anymore. But it's free ATM, free online banking and bill pay, all the bells and whistles, mobile app and mobile deposits. It's free, and free is a good word right now,
Right. And I know people don't frequent the bank with all the modern conveniences. You don't have to go to the bank if you don't want to. But I always like to go every once in a while just to continue and refresh that relationship.
Absolutely. We love to see people come in and visit and, shake some hands. And we have a lot of customers that say, I could have come through the drive-thru, I could have come, but I wanted to come and say hi. Yeah. So, and that's great,
Well, thank you for being with us today. Melinda Bounds, Senior Vice President and Relationship Manager for Cedarstone Bank. Lebanon, Mount Julia Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better.
Thank you,
so
Coleman.
much. All right. 10 minutes after the hour. Well, I've got really a special program this morning because of my special guests, and they are special to us here. They are great advertisers, first of all. They're really fine people. They have a wonderful business here in town, and I'm talking about two gentlemen from Fakes and Hooker over on South Maple Street. We've got Ryan Alls, we've got Clint Swain this morning, and managed to find a day that both of you could come out and be with us. Good morning. Good morning, Clint.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Coleman.
All right. Good to have you both here. You were here several years ago now, and we talked about a lot of things, but you sort of are in a unique situation. You don't find everybody who were sports stars to a point anyway in high school and college, especially you, Ryan, at Vanderbilt. Then you get into a business. Both of your fathers, I think, were owners at Fakes and Hooker, and y'all have kind of taken over the reins. And as far as I know, it's been a great ride so far. So we're here to talk about some of that this morning. But I don't exactly know where to start. I guess you're still doing the same things you've been doing for a long, long time, right?
Yes, sir. This is makes 20 years for me. And yeah, we've enjoyed every step of the way, though.
And Ryan, you I guess would say the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to think that we're doing things a little bit different than we were last time we were in here, because we've got a few more gray hairs since last time we were here. But
that's a fact.
We still focus on our service and still focus on our customer service and.
Well, we have this G word. It's called growth. That's been with us for quite some time, and it doesn't look like it's going to be letting up much. And I just maybe both of you comment about how you have dealt with this, how maybe you recognized it at the beginning, hopefully, how you have prepared for it, what it's meant to you.
Well, I know there's no secret. Nashville is a really good, strong growth market. That's helped our business, certainly helped our customers continue to grow. But I think that Ryan and I both have a growth mindset that you're either continuing to improve or you're moving backwards. There's no such thing as sitting still. So you've got to continue to work hard, put in the effort, make sure that the culture of our business is strong and always healthy, and then making sure that we're always looking for ways to do things better and better ways to serve our customers. And we feel like if we put our customers, front and center, and we focus on always making decisions in the best interest of our customers, that we're largely moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, kind of my role in the company, making sure we have plenty of lumber to sell. I think a lot of that is preparation. And once you kind of see some patterns on, a lot more volume of material going out the door, then you have to start planning, because a couple of years ago, we were looking at 60 and 90-day lead times on lumber, and add another 30 to 45 days on a rail. So from the time that I bought something to the time that it actually arrived at Fakes and Hooker, it could be 4.5 months.
That's a long time.
It's difficult to kind of plan around that. And, but, you know, we made it through that. But, you know, just preparation is definitely something is pretty key to maintaining success.
Well, you're a big contributor to the local economy, no doubt, with the number of people that you employ. And I have no idea how many you have there, but you have a number. One of you surely know about how many employees you have.
We're sitting at 42 people today.
Wow. So that means a lot of people inside Fates and Hooker. It means a few trucks for people to be doing their job, delivering or whatever. There's quite an investment there to take care of business and the payroll for 42 people plus yourselves.
Yeah, it is. It's but you know, we enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I've got the best partner, you know, that I could ask for. Ryan and I work really well together. But we have such a good team. We are so, you know, fortunate to have such good coworkers that we get to work with each and every day. And Fakes and Hooker, like a lot of businesses, it's made up of a lot of small departments. You know, we've got a handful of guys pulling lumber, guys that are delivering lumber, guys that are doing, you know, takeoffs, blueprints and putting together estimates. We've got guys working on the lumber counter, behind the paint counter. We've got guys working at the door shop over off the Watertown exit. So, you know, we've got people in accounts payable, accounts receivable. So, I mean, you've got just a lot of small teams that ultimately make up, you know, the Fakes and Hooker family. But it's all about having the right people in place. Our staff is our greatest assets by far. But we're just really fortunate to be able to get up every day, be excited to go to work with great people, and serve good customers.
All right, we got to go to a break, but let me ask you, are you hiring right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're looking for some people who need a job?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we're always looking for good
right.
people.
Okay, let's take a break here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a battery installed on most vehicles, $149.95. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Trying to clear up an accident north of Nashville up there on 65 northbound in that northern part of Robertson County, just past the Portland exit. Of course, we're concerned with the southbound traffic that comes out of Kentucky down through Robertson County into Sumner. It's heavy, right on schedule, 24 westbound up through the Hickory Hollow area, leaving Rutherford County now, headed towards Nashville. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is on display at the Wilson County Fair. Be sure to stop by and see them and enjoy some of that delicious Princess Hot Chicken. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
We continue here on this Wednesday morning. Welcome to our program. It's really nice to have Clint Swain and Ryan Alls with us from Fakes and Hooker. You fellas have been advertising with us, I guess, just about since the radio station got going. Even before you took over, I think Fakes and Hooker was an advertiser. And,
yes.
And you've been with us, and the commercial you've been running for a while. I think we took off the last time you were here, and I get to introduce you.
We're going to cut new promos.
So, but I was thinking about your time. You were out here, I believe. Were you out here with Elliot Carson one time, and we talked about your
playing
days at Vanderbilt?
Yes. That's Coleman. That may have been while we were in school, so that could be 20 years ago.
Do you still have people who remember your football days?
Not many, but yeah, every now and then somebody will come up and say, "Hey, didn't you play at Lebanon or Vanderbilt?" But
yeah. Well,
nice to reminisce.
Clint, you were on the basketball team, Lebanon. Who was the coach?
That'd be Coach Hutto.
Coach, okay, Randall Hutto, and he's one of my guests every month too. In fact, he was here Monday. He'll be here next month as usual. But you have some great sports memories, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, but we're really talking business this morning, and we're talking growth. What do you see as you look to the future? And by the way, let me ask, how many years since y'all been owners? We didn't have to establish that.
We're pushing 20. Yeah,
I bought in 2008.
Okay. All right.
2005 for me. So I mean, we're
But
we're getting
a
close to
little
20.
between 15, 20 years for
Yeah.
both of you. I think.
Yes, sir.
Well, you've no doubt learned a lot. You got a lot of experience under your belt in that period of time. But as you got to stay ahead of the curve and plan for the future. What's the future like? We got to continue to grow, and you're going to still be selling as much lumber 10 years from now as you are now.
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. We hope we're selling more lumber. That's the goal, to always, continue to grow and move forward. But I think if you look at the history of Fakes and Hooker and how long it's been in business, a company that started in the late 1800s, the one constant is to always evolve, is to always, to be doing things better today than we did yesterday. And I think that, to look at the evolution of the business over time, when things back in the day, you had guys, everything was extremely manual labor, to where you had to pull lumber, put it on horse and buggy, deliver it to job sites. It's kind of hard to fathom that today, now that we have trucks and teledynes and equipment and, but the business, just knowing and understanding how much the business has evolved over the years is really something we have to continue to focus on, is to make sure we always are improving how we conduct business, because that's what has kept us in business all this time. And just because we've been in business over 100 years doesn't mean we'll be in business another year if we get complacent and don't continue to push and get better.
Well, anything you want to add to that, Ryan? You no doubt agree.
Yeah, we we definitely try and make improvements within the company, from capital expenditures or putting adding people in different areas where we need help, and technology has been big for us. Kind of changing how we do things, and how we plan and how we store information. It has certainly changed a lot from big gigantic boxes of blueprints to you just scan it in and save your blueprint for your house forever. If we ever need to find it, it's a lot easier now.
Well, and that's the computers have changed the whole world. I mean, we can do so much more and so much quicker anymore. And in some cases, it's lessened the cost of personnel, but you still got to have a number of people to do what you do.
Absolutely. It's as Ken Hawkins, one of the previous owners back in the day, used to always say that it's a young man's game, and there's no question about that. We're still lifting and moving heavy material, and we've got a team there at the office that still understands they've got to they get up and come to work every day and they work hard. Technology helps to a certain degree, but we're still moving really heavy material. But technology is something we've got to always focus on, and that's something that we've got to stay on the up and up in order to be relevant in business.
Now, the two of you, you are a team, you're co-owners, but are there certain responsibilities, Ryan, that you have, and Clint, you're responsible for?
So I'm kind of responsible for the back end of the business. So, I'll handle purchasing lumber and panels, and kind of handle inbound, outbound freight, and oversee that process. I've got, a lot of good guys in the back that, are, do a fantastic job day in, day out. But I kind of oversee purchasing and oversee operations in the back.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Clint?
And mine is, and Ryan and I have always laughed because you can essentially draw a line, in separating the front office from the back, and it's kind of what Ryan takes care of, versus what I take care of up front. But mine's more focused on, the sales and the estimating, and basically our job is to sell the lumber, and Ryan is
we move it. Yeah,
and they move it. So if we can get it sold, he can get it moved, and it's a pretty good it's a good partnership for sure.
Is lumber the biggest thing you do?
Yes, sir. Yeah, lumber's definitely our largest, percentage of sales. But we do lumber and roofing, windows and doors, and then molding and millwork and stair parts, and then also paint. So we cover. We don't sell brick and block. We don't sell drywall, but we do. The main focus is getting the building erected and get all the lumber delivered to the job site that's going to be able to get the house built. And then we deliver the shingles that go on the roof, exterior windows and doors, and then we typically take a little bit of a break until we come back and then do all the molding and millwork. So your linear footage, baseboard, and casing and crown and interior doors. And then stair parts. So yeah, try.
As far as roofing goes, there's somewhat of a trend to metal roofing. Are you into that?
We do not. No, sir. We can special order metal roofing, but our focus is on asphalt shingles.
Well, your paint, and usually when fakes and hookers we mention your paint.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a pretty big thing too.
It is, yes, sir. And it's been we've had a lot of success in the paint department. We're Benjamin Moore paint department. We've got a lot of different product lines, but I've got two guys in there that are just absolutely fantastic, top notch, extremely, well educated in the paint business, and we would love to take care of anybody's painting needs that they have.
Well, I'm wondering again, referring earlier to both of you being athletes, what do you do in your spare time if it's time for recreation or some time off? Is sports still part of your life?
It is, but I've taken the back seat. Now it's all about my kids. So we are our kids they're playing soccer, they're running track, running cross country, playing basketball. So my wife and I have the luxury of being able to spend a lot of time either on the fields or in a gym watching our kids play sports, and it's a lot. Got 3 kids.
Okay, how old are they?
Everett's 13, Parks is 11, and Drew is 8.
All right. Well, that's great.
Yes, sir.
And they're keeping you busy when you're not busy at Fakes and Hookers.
Absolutely.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, sports is still kind of a big part of my life. 2 daughters, Gabby and Jules, 11 and 10, and about, been over 10 years ago, started officiating football. So I've kind of continued on down that path, and the falls are busy for me. So I'm officiating college football, and usually travel out on a Friday and get back home sometime Sunday, hopefully earlier than later. But
I hope he hadn't had any bricks or rocks thrown at you.
No, you dodge them. You keep your head on the swivel.
You are a college official.
Yes.
Did you start there?
No, absolutely not. You start doing Pee Wee football, sub-varsity junior high games, freshman football games, JV games, and then, if you kind of prove you're on that path, that you're showing some signs of, promise, then you'll start working some high school games, and then once you get a few seasons of that under your belt and you want to try, your hand at college football, then just
congratulations on making. I mean, that's a pretty big deal to be a college football official. I think
it is.
But having played it all those years, you know when it's really holding and when it's not or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, we've got some officiating standards.
Which one are you?
So I'm the umpire. So I'm behind the linebackers on the defensive side of the ball, kind of facing the offensive line and backfield.
Clint, does he ever come in on a Monday and tell you kind of secretly that he blew a call?
Yeah, well, he busts in my office and he blows the whistle and throws the flag at me and he says flag on the play, and then no, only kidding. It's been fun. It's been fun to watch Ryan's journey through that, and it touches to his hard work and determination. He is a creature of habit, and if he sets his mind to get something done, it's going to get done. And he's done that over the years, and it's taken him a long time to get where he's at, but I know he'll continue to do a great job with that.
Excuse me for interrupting there. I didn't mean to, but you seem like such a cohesive team that now you can't agree on everything all the time.
I don't know that we have any disagreements. We've been partners for well right? 15 years now, worked together longer than that. And, it is great having a partner that you trust 110%. And, with that, there's a mutual level of respect, and, I could not wish for or pray for a better partner in the world. And, working with him day in, day out has been a true blessing. And I don't know that we disagree. We see the world the same way. I mean, we may have different ideas on how we need to get something done, but I don't know that we have ever had a disagreement. So
yeah, it's a great partnership. It is. It's. I think it's rare also because you speak to other business owners, and it's just not always the case that you've got somebody you work so well with and see eye to eye. But I do think respect is probably what we have to keep front and center, to where if we do have a difference of opinion on how something may need to be carried out or a direction that we're going, there's always a level of respect there that I think keeps us grounded and centered.
Thank y'all so much I know you're busy guys, and I didn't know, Ron, you were an official. You're even busier in football season, but thanks for coming out this morning.
Thanks for having us,
We
Coleman.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, we always enjoy it. Thanks, Coleman.
That's part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We see heavy traffic trying to get through Hermitage right now on 40 westbound, coming in from Wilson County out of Mount Juliet, headed towards Nashville. There's a couple of wrecks out here. Stewart's Ferry Pike, right at the interstate, still getting some attention. They're still working that wreck north of Nashville, northbound 65 up around that Portland exit in that northern part of Robertson County. Still heavy coming in right now from Murfreesboro on 24 westbound up through the Hickory Hollow area. Nash Painting Services, all of Middle Tennessee. These guys are absolutely the best. Check them out online. You'll see at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane and Crowell. At the offices of Kane and Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane and Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
A heat advisory continues until 8 o'clock Friday evening. For today, we're going to see lots of sunshine. A high of around 96. Heat indices could climb to 110. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, down to 72 for the overnight low. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction of real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Just log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com, where they know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
Welcome to part two of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday morning. It's time for us to talk about Kane and Crowell, PLLC. Kane and Crowell, 133 South College Street in Lebanon, in the gray Victorian house built in the 1800s. And we are happy to have Bryson Eubanks here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thanks for having us.
Well, it's a pleasure to have one from your law firm to talk with. And, of course, you have to do with elder law.
Yes, sir.
And you were here when y'all began this being our Wednesday advertiser in this slot. We spent the whole half hour, and you were here for part of that. And I guess we'll kind of pick up some of that this morning as we talk about elder law, which you do. But to kind of reiterate just a little bit, tell us about yourself and how you got to be where you are now.
Yeah, yes, sir. I actually grew up here in Lebanon and kept going east for college and then graduate school, and then finally came back and had some very smart people talk me into going to law school. And once I finished law school at National School of Law, I knew that I wanted to come back to Lebanon and practice law. So my wife is also an attorney, and she grew up in Nashville. And I'll let you guess who won the argument on where we live. So I work here, but we live just a little bit outside. But I knew I wanted to come back here and hopefully make a difference for folks.
What in particular do you want to talk about in our 5 or 6 minutes this morning?
Sure. One of the things, Coleman, we might talk about is that to make things easier on our clients, we actually just updated our website at kane-law.com. And we hope that we've made it easier, not only for our elder law section, but also for our other attorneys on the office, Angel Kane, Amanda Crowell, Lindsay Johnson, and Kayla Costley, to reach out to them, to find out what we do, to get information, to get in touch with us, so that hopefully we can service any needs that they have. That's one of the biggest new things that we have going on. And as far as for myself, just to continue to reiterate and maybe educate people, Coleman, on the things that we do. A lot of people don't know about elder law. A lot of people don't know that you need a good power of attorney. You know that you can make a difference in not having to worry about what my care is going to cost. What happens when I get older and I age and I start having certain issues, and we can really help with that. And we just try to get the message out because a lot of people don't know that we can control those things.
How did you pick this area to do what you do? Is there a certain thing that happened or a certain reason that you're doing elder law?
There is. So I actually have a master's degree in gerontology to run assisted living facilities and things like that. And I came back and I couldn't get a job anywhere here in town. I think that what the common theme was maybe a little too much education and not enough experience, which happens to a lot of people. And I actually worked for the state of Tennessee for a while with the Department of Human Services here in town. And Tim Takis actually had a job open up as his public benefits specialist. And I thought, I've been told no so many times. If I'm not qualified to do this job, I don't know what job I'm qualified to do. And thankfully, he took a chance on me that day, not only to probably get me where I am today, this great law firm, this great city, also the great wife that I have. But that's how I actually got into it, and it was great.
All right. Now, if somebody is wanting to talk to you about their needs, and this could concern Medicaid, estate planning, wills, powers of attorney, trust planning, VA benefits, you kind of specialize in all of that, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the best way? Give you a call or get on the website and check you out, or what do they do?
Any and all. Like I said, with the website, we just made it easy to reach out to us with what we call a website inquiry. You can call the office. You can walk into the office. And the good thing, Coleman, is I still don't charge any consultation fee at all to come and see me. The only thing you're out is your time, and hopefully you get to learn about something that you already needed to know about anyway. So you can reach out to us any way just about possible.
Well, I'm sure you stay up to date. I mean, the laws change sometimes. Sometimes things get harder. Sometimes they make it a little bit easier, or they change, and we never know what Congress or our state legislature is going to do, but you stay up on that and are in the know, no doubt.
We do our best. I was actually just lucky enough to serve as the president of the elder law section for the entire Tennessee Bar Association of the state of Tennessee, and have just rolled off of that in the last year. But that's just a great group of elder law attorneys literally across the state that we get together all the time to make sure that, what's going on with the law, have there been any law changes. One of the big things, Coleman, is there are hearings that happen in front of administrative law judges that other attorneys don't get to know about because it gets confined within the state. So that's how we really keep up on things, and I'm thankful for those people so that they can keep me educated on what I need to do for my clients.
When people come to you, there are different stages in life and different stages in where they need to be in their planning. But what may be the first thing or two that somebody will usually do when they come see you if they haven't done anything before?
Well, the first thing in general is just a good estate plan, a good will, good powers of attorney for financial and healthcare decisions. And then depending on where you're at in life, your age, your health, the type of assets that you have, then we start to look at other plans that may be good from an estate planning standpoint to get you where you need to be, or plan for 10, 15, 20 years down the road so that we can be proactive as opposed to reactive when things happen.
Yeah, and the position that a person is in, a wealthy person, it may take longer and it'd be more involved for somebody who maybe doesn't have as much, but wants to prepare as much as they can for the future. It can be relatively simple, I guess, but there's some things you have to do.
There are some things you have to do, and it's one of those things that a lot of times people think, even for example, the Medicaid program is just for people that are don't have anything, or poor, if you will. But it's a program for people that qualify. So, as I said, if you come in early enough, we can be proactive as opposed to reactive with most everything, whether you have $1 or $1 million. And that's one of the good things is, let's help you stay out of court. Let's make sure that you always have what you need as far as care goes. Money never becomes the question. It just becomes, what do I need and how do I get it? And here's the answer.
All right, we've about come to the end of our time here, but the website, www.Kane, you said dash or hyphen,
Yes,
Kane,
sir.
and that little mark, law.com. That's all you need to know. Kane, law.com.
Yes, sir.
And you're there. And of course, the phone number is 615-784-4800 for Kane and Crowell. And Bryson Eubanks, we thank you for being with us this morning. And
thanks so much for having us, Coleman. We appreciate
see
it.
you next time, whenever that is.
Yes, sir.
How's
Thank
that?
you. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well, with that, we'll tell you that it's almost 20 minutes before the hour, and I am going to go to the telephone. I believe my guest this morning is on the phone, and let me turn the volume up here and welcome Dr. Hadal Patel. Dr. Patel, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to hear your voice, and we're glad to be able to talk about you and Lebanon Family Pharmacy once again.
Thank you.
What's on your mind this morning?
Not much actually.
Yeah.
Things just come and they start flowing once I start talking. I guess that's the thing. But really interesting couple of weeks that we've had. We've had a few people stop by and just introduce themselves and let me know that they're new in town. They've moved from several different parts of the country, and they are looking for new pharmacies, and they wanted to check out local pharmacies and local businesses. So that's great that we have people that are coming from out of town and not going straight to, the standard businesses, but actually looking for and taking the time out to look for small independently owned businesses.
Yeah, well, Dr. Patel, of course, and her Lebanon Family Pharmacy is located at 1311 West Main. It's really a great location and always plenty of parking down there in that spacious parking lot if you want to visit. And you can write this phone number down and have it handy in case you have a question or need. 615-547-9556, 615-547-9556. So I take it you are staying busy.
We are, yes, we are. We've got, the school season just started, so we got a lot of vaccinations for the school season. Now it's kind of starting to trickle where people are calling about the new COVID vaccines, which we don't have yet. And then the flu season is starting, so we're starting to do the flu shots now. Lots of momentum going on when it comes to running the pharmacy itself, but also trying to keep up with what's going on in the world as well.
Well, one of the things I might mention this morning, I know that the two senior citizen centers here in Lebanon are closed, and let me say Cedar Seniors has been closed all week, and it was my understanding that there were at least 3 people over there who had come down with COVID, so they just decided to shut down this week. And yesterday morning, I think Lebanon Mayor Bell call for Lebanon Senior Citizen Center to close, other than they're doing takeouts, so doing food, and you go pick that up at lunch. But otherwise, it was closed in the morning yesterday and will be closed the rest of the week. So I say all that to talk about COVID. It seems like it's making somewhat of a return. What are you hearing?
Yes, that you're right on point about everything starting to shut down again because people are starting to get sick. Is because the immunity that people had from the vaccines have kind of waned off a little bit, and now we have a lot more treatment options for COVID, so people are no longer scared of it. So they're like, I'll skip the booster and call it a day. I've had too many shots. So that's understandable when people get frustrated and don't want to get another shot. It's because they've already gotten too many. But the thing with the shots was that they were still investigative and they were still new. So they had to keep formulating, based on how fast the virus was mutating. So now they're targeting another strain of the virus that's kind of causing the disease. So the immunity from the old vaccines that you've gotten has already waned off. So now that's the reason why we're seeing a lot more new cases. The good thing about the new cases, though, is that they're not like severe to a point where we would see, somebody hospitalized or somebody dying from it. Is because we have better treatment options now. And even though that you've gotten COVID, your symptoms probably are not going to be as bad because that's the purpose of the vaccine. The vaccine's purpose wasn't to prevent you from getting COVID, but to make sure your symptoms were reduced and not that severe that you would end up in the hospital.
Well, do you have any idea how much this is going to? Well, what I'm wondering is how it seemed to be so widespread before. I mean, so many people had COVID at one time or another. But and is this really the same thing, a different strain, and maybe not as severe? I think that's kind of what you said. But talk a little bit more about what we're facing right now to the point that you're aware of.
Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to call the COVID infections the new flu season now. So it's basically like flu season every year. You know how we see all of these flu cases, which can be prevented by the flu shot, and that's the reason why every year all the pharmacists and doctors' offices and we all kind of advocate for the flu shot is because as many people get it, it's herd immunity, and it kind of protects not just you, but the people around you as well. And it's the same thing with COVID now. It's going to keep mutating. It's going to keep causing disease. And it's going to keep, circulating. So basically the only way you can prevent it is get the shot. Or maybe, try to kind of stay indoors. Try to kind of take precautions that you've taken before to avoid COVID and not get the vaccine. So basically it's the same thing every year. As school season has started, people have started getting sick again. People are, on vacations over summer and they bring something back with them. And then when summer is over, the kids are going to start bringing things back home. And then all these fall festivities are going to start. We're going to have Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to have Christmas gatherings. So it's just kind of, I feel like every time post Thanksgiving and post Christmas, we always anticipate that high that we see in flu infections. Now we're expecting to see, COVID along with flu as well. And then there was a couple of rounds that we saw with the strep. So everybody was, getting strep at the same time. So we had a bunch of antibiotics that we had to dispense at the same time. So it's basically just these highs and lows that we see in diseases based on the seasons, based on the travel and everything that goes on.
Okay, we got to take a break right here. Dr. Hadel Patel with Lebanon Family Pharmacy is here, and we'll talk more after this break on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, that regular oil change, $39.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. There's a couple of accidents out here right now. Here's what we see. Heavy traffic through Hermitage right now, 40 westbound as you come past Stewart's Ferry Pike. Behind it, you got all that traffic being pushed in from Wilson County towards Nashville. It's still up there, that wreck on 65 northbound near Portland. We're not too concerned because it's northbound. The heaviest flow is coming southbound down through Robertson County, already building out here on 840 westbound through Paytonsville headed towards I-65. Nash Painting Services, all of Middle Tennessee, and they do a great job. Check them out online at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck, and you're on time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedar Stone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment or the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedar Stone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing housing lender.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Again, we thank you for joining us, Coleman and Company, for a Wednesday morning, and Dr. Ada Patel is with us today. She has the business called Lebanon Family Pharmacy, and it's located at 1311 West Main here in Lebanon. And I think you really stay in touch and up to date, and with your, as we say, your ear to the ground of what is happening, especially when it comes to health, to pharmaceuticals, to the way what we're dealing with, and pretty much, I guess, being a pharmacist, you have to and know what's going on. But you really share some great information with us each time you're here, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. I actually wanted to share with the listeners an interesting study that got published in June this year. I believe it's like June the 22nd, by the Lancet journal. And it talked about, we've talked about diabetes a lot on our shows. And then this study actually, talks about how the prevalence is going to increase worldwide. And by 2050, right now we're 2023, by 2050, people, the prevalence of diabetes is going to be about 60%. So, that's a high number right there. And poor nutrition is one of the, key puzzles to that. And that's the reason why I always talk about these herbal supplements and how you can come to the pharmacy and talk to us about, nutrition and supplements and how it affects your diabetes at the end of the day. And you won't believe this, but poor nutrition has actually surpassed, smoking as one of the main risk factors for preventable chronic diseases. And that's shocking to me. We always say that smoking is bad. It can be, once you stop it, you can prevent a chronic disease, which is COPD and asthma and, all the fun stuff that comes down the line. But poor nutrition has actually surpassed that. So if you have poor nutrition, you're actually at major risk of getting, all of these chronic diseases, which we can prevent just by tweaking the nutrition a little bit, adding some herbal supplements to it. And, that has made a huge difference. So it looks like the world is now kind of doing reverse when it comes to all the food revolution that we had, where, we had all of these bursts of fast food chains and everything. But I feel like, now people are kind of going back to clean eating is because they see how this is wreaking havoc in everybody's lives.
You're mentioning, you said diabetes, and by 2050, repeat what you said earlier there. I think I got it, but I want to hear that again.
Sure. So the prevalence of diabetes, it is going to be increasing by 60% worldwide by 2050. So it's not just a problem that America has, it's actually a worldwide problem.
Wow. That's a big increase in a fairly short period of time, just over 25 years, up to 60%. That's yeah. Well, but go ahead.
We always talk about why, healthcare is costing so much, and why, I have to pay such a high premium for my insurance, or why are my medicines so expensive, and all of this kind of leads to the burden that we're actually putting on the healthcare system. So just, to throw this number out there, people that have heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes, the cost to take care of them, the healthcare cost just for these three conditions, is $50 billion a year.
Wow.
Not million, $50 billion a year. So that's a lot of money right there.
Well, it certainly is, and that kind of is taxing on the insurance companies and the government programs and everybody, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if you're, a tech-savvy user, like you like technology, you're very good at using your phone. And if you're like me, who orders the groceries from their phone, then if you use Instacart, they actually have a virtual food pharmacy section in their app where you can shop based on your dietary needs. So it's called a virtual food pharmacy. So it's a really interesting thing that I learned about, and I wanted to share with people out there that use Instacart app, to purchase their groceries. So there's tools out there that people are now putting out and helping the community make better choices.
Well, you're right in the forefront of this, and I think we can say Lebanon Family Pharmacy and Dr. Hadel Patel is more than a pharmacist and a pharmacy. You are much more, and you have come here and are really established yourself in our community. No doubt helped a lot of people so far and want to help a lot more.
Absolutely. We always welcome people to come and talk. I always have tips to share with them, and it doesn't cost you anything. Like I said earlier when we started the interview, is when people come in, they don't know what to expect. Sometimes they're out of town, they don't know what they're looking for, and just having a conversation, helps people a lot. This one lady came in and she said she was out of town, was looking for a place to hang out, and likes to swim, and I recommended her, well, go to the Jimmy Floyd Center. There's a lot of interesting things to do over there. And so just little recommendation. It wasn't healthcare related, but at the end of the day, if she swims, she's burning calories and she's staying healthy. So at the end of the day, it still was about her health, but staying local is what I really like, and our pharmacy is always at the forefront of supporting local businesses, and we hope that the local community here supports us as a business. They've already welcomed us with open arms, and we just continue to hope for the support that we're getting.
And again, you're ready to help people with young children. And we're here, you're mentioning diabetes. We hear of children being diabetics and having a problem, and a lot of other things, of course. You have studied nutrition and are able to advise people on maybe a change in diet and some things that will help them, whether it's even, medicine might be one thing, but even food supplements, certain foods to eat. You're pretty well versed in advising people in that area as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. And this kind of, the study that we're talking about today, it kind of ties back to our last conversation we had about children and their nutrition and how they're viewing food as, chicken nuggets is the only thing that's food. Like if you give them broccoli, they're like, what is this? I don't know. So that it kind of ties back to that. So you got to start early, with children. Like you have to make sure that they're getting proper nutrition starting and early on. Those healthy eating habits start early on, and that is what is going to prevent and bring that 60% down if we start working today. And I think this next generation that's coming up, we as parents have a lot of work to do. I know, like, I'm having a hard time with my 3-year-old, so I know, like, other parents are struggling as well. And so we provide free multivitamins at our pharmacy for all children in Wilson County. So if you know you got a picky eater, come and stop by at the pharmacy. We'll be happy to talk to you.
Well, again, referring to your location at 1311 West Main, and I mentioned as we began, one of the good things about where you are, there is plenty of free parking there, and so access to your business is not a problem at all. It's really easy, and I know you agree with me on that.
Yes, we're right behind the Burger King and UPS stores. So we're right behind that in that corner, not towards Papa John, but the other end of the corner. And we don't have a drive-through yet, but if you need services and can't get out of the car, just park in one of those spots up front at the pharmacy, or you can park right next to the curb in front of the pharmacy, and then just give us a call. and we'll come out there and we'll help you and we'll answer anything that needs to be answered for you.
Okay, we got about a minute and a half. Anything else that you might say about our influx of COVID here in the last few days? I know some people are very concerned about this, but again, you have indicated this strain is not as bad as some before.
Yes, it's not like, I wouldn't say that it's not as bad as others, but the reason why the situation is not as bad as previously is because previously we didn't know what COVID was. We didn't know what tools to use to fight it. And it was so aggressive, like we didn't know how to neutralize it. So that's the reason why when scientists were figuring out what to do with it is when we saw a lot of people dying from it already. So the time frame of it coming out versus us figuring out how to tackle it is what caused the situation to be really bad. And so now it's not that bad because we have more tools. We have more research on our hand on how we kind of figure out how the virus is mutating and kind of target that part of it and make a vaccine out of it. So the technology to make the vaccine, with the older technology was already there. The newer technology, it came out because obviously people were already working on it, but COVID is what pushed them to work harder and work faster because they saw how many people were dying from it. So now we have more options to fight it, and so I'm not that scared, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get your vaccine. Getting the vaccine gives you a better chance of avoiding it and even having the symptoms lower than you not getting the vaccine.
All right, we come to the end of our time this morning. Thanks for being with us again, Dr. Hadel Patel, Lebanon Family Pharmacy, 1311 West Main. You can reach her at 615-547-9556. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, that is it for a Wednesday, and until tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful day.